Hello people, what's up? Welcome back to your channel Clutterhead, and in today's video I will be showing how you can install macOS system on a Windows 10 PC that is running on an AMD chipset. So जैसा कि आप लोगों ने देख लिया होगा already thumbnail और video title से that this video is going to be about installing the macOS operating system on a Windows running machine, and we are going to do it using VMware. So first of all, I would like to tell you what VMware is. VMware is a virtual machine software. So there are many players in the market. There is like, but I specifically chose VMware because I wasn't getting any error while using this software, and plus my system is a Ryzen based. So as you guys know that MacBook uses only Intel based chipsets, so they are only running on Intel core processors, and although currently they have started using Apple processors like M1 Bionic chip and all those stuff, but let's not get into that. So basically what I'm trying to say is, so these operating systems, they are optimized to run on the Intel chipsets. But so in order to install on an AMD processor, there are only like a few tweaks that you might be needed to do to get it up and running. So before we start, I just would like to show you guys like how it's running and what is the performance and all. So if you want to know the specifications of my system, so I would like to tell you that I'm using a Ryzen 5 3500 processor, which has 6 cores and 6 threads. Apart from that, I am using only 8 gigs of RAM, which but the frequency is high. I'm using a 3000 megahertz frequency RAM. And other than that, for display driver, I have a graphics card, which is NVIDIA GTX 1660. So although graphic card and all is not required, and the amount of RAM that I have allocated to this VM to this macOS is 4 gigabytes only. And like if in case you have like 16 gigabytes of RAM, you can easily allot at least 8 GB or 12 GB to the system, so it will be running a lot more smoother. So I can run it on 6 gigabytes as well. I have done it, so I noticed some performance improvement, but for this video I'm only using 4 gigabytes because I have to record the video as well. So let's get started. Let me show you how this looks like. So this is the macOS version that I already showed you. So this is the processor. I have allotted 2 cores, so 2 at 3.43 gigahertz. The operating system version is macOS Catalina. The display is basic 128 MBs, and this is the version 10.15 beta version of macOS. Now moving further, you can see that everything seems to be working very fine. This is a Safari browser, so I can browse easily here. If I want to download anything, I will be able to do that. You can see this is working fine. You can see the App Store is also working fine there, and you will also be able to use FaceTime and Messages apps. So everything seems to be working very good and very fine. So now moving further to how do you get to install this software. First of all, I would like to tell you that there are a set of softwares that you might need to download. I'll just write it down for your sake. So the VMware version that I am using is VMware Workstation Pro. So make sure guys, I'm putting a highlight on this Pro. You need to use Pro version because there are certain configuration that we need to do which will not be available if you are using the light version or the not Pro version. So the version that I'm using is 15.3.0, and apart from that, you will be needing to download this macOS image. So this macOS image is also available in the downloads link. If the link gets broken or anything, you can just drop in a comment and I'll try to fix that as soon as possible. And other than that, you will be needing one more file, that is unlocker.zip. Again, the link will be provided in the description. And I believe that's it. That's everything that you will be needing. So first of all, you guys can head over to the description and download all these softwares. So once the download is completed, you can proceed with the video. Now, first of all, I would like to show you that this is how everything is going to look like. You're gonna have to extract this image at any of the location you wish to choose. So once you have done the extraction, I'll show you what's inside. It's just a disk image. The format will be VMDK, virtual VMware virtual disk. Okay, so once you have extracted it, you keep it somewhere, you don't need it yet. Then you need to install the VMware workstation. This is the full version, that is it contains the pro version as well. So once when you login, like when you open the VMware workstation pro, so this is how it's going to look like. So this is just the player. We are not going to use this. Be aware, we are going to use the VMware Workstation Pro. So let me just shut it down, shut the machine down, and I will open it once again and I'll show you how it is done. So once you open the VMware Workstation Pro, what you need to do is you need to click on New Virtual Machine. Just leave it as typical. Here, do not select the image file yet. You can select I will install the operating system later. So that means you are going to set up the configurations and you are going to add the macOS version later. So here what you need to do is you need to select Apple Mac OS X and the version should come as 10.14. Now at this point you will not be seeing this version. So what you need to do is you need to extract the unlocker.zip and you need to make sure that you extract it into the same folder where you have installed the VMware. So I'll show you, it's installed in C drive under program files. So I think this is where you can extract it. So this is the VMware folder and I had extracted everything inside this VMware folder itself. So this is the part that you will need to extract. Once you extract it inside the VMware folder, you need to run this wininstall.cmd. You need to right click on it and run it as administrator. Make sure you run this one as an administrative permission because it's inside the C drive and you will need elevated permission to run this one. So once you run it, it will patch the VMware and then you will be able to see this, select this guest operating system as Apple Mac OS X and the version should be 10.14. Now you can hit next. Now this is where you need to give name to the machine. Make sure you keep it very simple because there are certain codes that you need to run where you will be putting this virtual machine name. So what I did is I named it just Mac OS. So similarly you can name it anything. For instance, I'm naming it as Mac OS Cat. Now hit next. You leave it as it is because this is something we will be modifying later. Now this is the hardware settings. You leave it as it is and you hit finish. Now if you will see that Mac OS Cat has been created. Now we need to edit all these things. Okay, so here you will click on edit virtual machine settings. You can allot the amount of memory you want. By default it is recommended to use at least 2 GB of memory, but as much memory you have in your system you can impart it. You can leave 2 GBs for your basic Windows task. So then again, this memory will only be allotted when you are using the VMware. So it's not like your memory will be permanently blocked for this one. Only when you will be using VMware, that amount of memory will be borrowed from the system and it will be allocated to the operating system. Now again, processor, it's recommended that you use 2 itself because this is how this image of macOS has been configured. So number of processors, no matter which processor you have, you are going to use and keep it as 2. Now this hard disk is something that was automatically popped up. Now you are going to delete this one. So you just hit on remove and you need to add new hard disk. Click next, make it as SATA, which is recommended one, and then use an existing virtual disk. And this is where you will browse the location where you have extracted the macOS. Now if you will hit finish, it will ask whether you want to convert the disk into newer format. Let's keep it as an existing. Now rest of the things you can leave as it is. Here in USB controller, make sure compatibility is set as USB 3.0. And once you hit OK, it is kind of ready to boot. Now if you are using this AMD processors, be it Radeon or Ryzen, there are few additional code changes that you need to do. So these code changes, for them to change, you need to navigate to the documents folder, and then you need to go to virtual machine. So this folder would be created under the virtual machine name. You will see one file called the name of the VM, and the extension would be .vmx. So now we are going to edit it. Now you just open it, and you open it with Notepad, and at the end of the file, so you are going to add certain codes. I'll show you what codes needs to be written. So this is the code that needs to be written. I'll just paste it on the notepad for easy reference. So then again, I have provided this code in the description as well, so you can copy it from here. And this thing you need to just simply copy it and paste it at the end and hit save, that is Control S, or you can save it like this, and you can hit close. So once you have done this, you need to make sure that the Hyper-V is switched on off. I'm sorry, it needs to be switched off. Okay, so if you want to know how to switch off Hyper-V, you can simply Google it with as per the motherboard that you are using, because different motherboards have different software layouts. So you can simply search in the Google like how to disable Hyper-V for so motherboard. If it's a GIGABYTE A320M or B450 motherboard, then you can search as per according to it, and then you will get this option. So generally it is inside chipset and inside CPU settings, CPU configurations. So this is the general where you will be seeing this Hyper-V option, and you need to make it disable. Now once you have disabled it and you have restarted your system, at this point of time you will have to power on this virtual machine. Now in case it's not powering on, or the virtual machine is stuck at the Apple logo, which you'll be seeing it on the dark background and just the logo of it. And if you see no loading or nothing is happening, so in that case what you need to do is for some time you need to go to edit virtual machine, and you need to make the guest operating system as Microsoft Windows. Now at this point of time when you will try to start it, it will definitely start for sure, and it will start loading. Although after the image has been loaded, it will automatically go back to Apple Mac OS. So you can see in my settings as well, this is the one that I showed you in the starting. So here you will see that the option is had automatically changed to Apple Mac OS X 10.14. So once you have done all these steps, and make sure you have added the code properly at the end of the .vmx file. So this OS should boot up and you should be able to use Mac OS on your Windows PC. In case you face any difficulties in using it or you are stuck with any of the errors, so do drop a comment in the comment section and I will definitely highlight it and I will definitely try to resolve your issues. So in order to get more updates on such kind of technical videos, it would really mean a lot to me if you would give a like and subscribe to the channel. That would definitely support me and keep me motivated enough to make and bring new videos to you guys. Thank you for watching and staying till the end of the video. I hope I will see you again. Goodbye. Take care.